Good morning. Can't believe I'm up this early, but good morning. Oh, yeah, that's so good. Oh, where's my vape? I don't even know if anybody's awake yet. Hello. In my house, I think I'm the only one awake. I mean, Andrew's at work, but me and the cats. Where did I put my vape this time? I swear to Jesus, I'm always losing that thing. Let's see where I can find it. We're going to sit you up a little bit taller here so I can look around a little bit. Probably tossed it on the floor, I guess. Okay. There we go. This also stops my cat from getting all over. Where did I put my vape? I'm probably sitting on it. Yeah, I think I feel it. No? Huh. Where'd it go? Y'all, this is my life. I never know where it is. Oh, there it is. Morning. How's it going? Of course, as soon as I do get on here, I get Discord. Give me a second. How is it going, everybody? Or the single one of you here? I don't know. YouTube is sometimes behind on how many viewers I have. Oh, you're coming over to see me, Simon? Here you go. Let me sit it so you can come see me. Come on. Come here. We're just going to have coffee and chill for a minute if nobody comes in. Oh, well. But I'm going to throw out an update because I don't think I've been on since some more stuff happened. So, as you all know, I had been in the hospital about 2 weeks ago. I was in the hospital for a partial intestinal blockage, which is not uncommon for me. But this one was that I could not take care at home because of the pain. Do not drink my coffee. By the way, my coffee is this wonderful combination of coffee, hot cocoa, and peppermint mocha creamer. And it is fantastic, and it's my favorite winter drink. Because hot cocoa is a little too sweet. You freaking lummox. That's a word I haven't used in a while. Anyway. So December has pretty much been a month of being in and out of the hospital. So I was in for a blockage for a week. They sent me home. And a week later, I was back in the hospital. Because apparently that blockage had not fully cleared. And in fact, it had gotten worse. So, yeah. I just spent a few days in the hospital getting that taken care of, cleared up, all that jazz. Thankfully, this is one of my only, not one of my only. A lot of times my blockages end in needing surgery in the past. But since I've moved here, I haven't had to have a surgery for that, which is good. Because most of the time I get partial blockages, so I can take care of them ahead of time. I can kind of tell the symptoms. And I can kind of manage from home. But these ones, I'm not as aware of the symptoms right now because everything's so different with the feeding tube and whatnot that I just don't notice the signs as much, I guess. When you have a drain in your stomach and you're always draining everything, it's harder to tell what your bile looks like and things like that. But anyway, I wound up back in the hospital. I think it was Saturday night. Yeah, it was Saturday. Saturday after, or like halfway through Hannah's shift at work. She came home early and took me to the hospital because she was hoping to avoid the 14 hours in the ER. We did not avoid the 14 hours in the ER. Just say that. She didn't get to go home till like 5 or 6 in the morning. And they kind of hemmed and hawed about admitting me even in the ER because I'm not surgical. I wasn't showing signs of electrolyte imbalances. So technically, according to them, I was not necessarily needing to be admitted. However, when you have an intestinal blockage, the way you kind of get rid of it, at least for me, is you do bowel arrest. And when you are me and you're living on a feeding tube and an IV for hydration and nutrition, it becomes a lot harder to manage bowel arrest at home because a lot of people can do clear liquids and they're just fine. I can't because I have to have everything through my feeding tube and my IV. So that makes it really hard to do at home and stay okay and hydrated. So between that and I was in a fuck ton of pain, we decided to admit me. Now, mind you, I don't know what the heck is going on with doctors right now, but they are so against medicating pain in general. Like, so we have hospitalists at my hospital, which is like doctors on each floor that kind of manage the cases. Like there's a couple of them on each floor that manage the cases. And they do all the basics and things like that. Then there's specialists who are also on the case. But because I was admitted to medicine, not surgery, I was under the hospitalist. And he's kind of a dick. Just a little bit of a dick. He gave me about 12 hours of pain medication before he started fucking with it. And I mean IV pain medication, like, and he didn't even, it was awful. When I'm in there on bowel arrest, we're on bowel arrest. But what does he do is he puts all my medication through my feeding tube, which is not bowel arrest. Especially when you're getting several medications several times a day. It's not bowel arrest. And it doesn't feel good. It's not that they think everybody's an addict. It's to avoid everybody becoming an addict. But either way, they go overboard with it. They go overboard and are like, well, then we're not going to give anybody enough pain medication. Which kind of sucks when you are a chronically ill person who is allergic to all NSAIDs. So I can't take ibuprofen, Aleve, anything like that. I can take some Tylenol. I don't react to Tylenol. But Tylenol doesn't do shit when you have a bowel obstruction. Nothing does shit when you have a bowel obstruction except for like IV pain medication. Now, here's the deal. Most people would also be okay with taking oral narcotics. My problem is my body does not absorb medications very well. And I'll explain a little bit of that problem in a minute. But putting things like OxyContin or oxycodone and morphine through my feeding tube, it does not absorb well. And on top of it, I don't do well with most medications, pain-wise. They don't work for me. Fentanyl doesn't work. Morphine doesn't work. Morphine kind of works, but not really. And it makes me extremely itchy, which it's not an allergy. I do not have an allergy to morphine. It's just that narcotics can make some people itchy as a side effect. Unfortunately, I have to use the strongest one, which is Dilaudid. And Dilaudid is, doctors really look down upon that one as far as use of very often. Anyway, so he put me on oral pain medication. I say oral, but it's through my feeding tube. but it is pills that they crush and put through my feeding tube. So it is oral medication. He put me on that every 8 hours or 6 hours. One of them was 6 hours. One of them was 8 hours. He put me on Tylenol and he put me on gabapentin, which I'm already on. But he was doing it around the clock, and I usually only take it as needed. Wasn't doing shit for the pain. They were giving me IV stuff in the ER. They gave me several doses in the ER. They're great. When you need pain medication in the ER, they're great about giving it to you. But when I got up on the floor, that's when things changed, and he started giving me Dilaudid every 8 hours through the IV. Mind you, IV medications last maximum of 2 hours, pretty much. I can manage 4 hours without Dilaudid sometimes, without IV pain medication, but 8 hours was ridiculous. They kept having to give me like one-time doses because I couldn't handle it. So if you don't know, bowel obstructions are very painful. Simon, would you stop it? He's burying his food can. He's done with it. I just need to pick it up. Anyway, so bowel obstructions are a very painful thing. Give me a second. I gotta put on the heating pad. The second thing that was going on that was causing the massive amounts of pain, which is still going on, mind you, and is annoying because the doctor did not give me shit to help with this at home. Those of you who do not know, I have something called polycystic ovarian syndrome, which means my ovaries have many cysts on them. I basically, instead of producing eggs each month, I produce cysts. The things that make eggs turn into cysts. And I have one right now that I only have one ovary now. We had to remove my right ovary years ago because I had a cyst that turned into a tumor. So we've been watching this cyst for years. The management for PCOS is typically birth control to make it so you don't ovulate, so you can't grow cysts so much. Well, little did we know, my birth control has not been working because it's not absorbing. So in the last 2 weeks, my cyst went from 2.4 centimeters to 6 centimeters. That is a nearly 4 centimeter growth. It shouldn't be doing that. That is astronomically huge amount of growth. Like, boom. And mind you, cysts, when they're 6 centimeters, are now a very big risk for torsion. And that's when, like, the ovary twists itself and cuts off the blood supply, or it flips and cuts off the blood supply. And when you have 6 centimeter cysts, that becomes way more likely. So we are now on watch for torsion. So anytime I have really, really severe pain in that part, we got to go in. Thankfully, that we can do locally. We can go get an ultrasound locally. We don't have to go out to KU every time. But still, we have to watch it really close. But that is one of the issues with my malabsorption syndrome is I don't absorb medications and things properly. So the things they're managing don't stay, aren't as medicated as they should be. So TMI for y'all, but it's been that time of the month for over a month now. And I'm miserable from it. When I got my first blockage, the first time, it stopped when we stopped my nutrition, and it kind of started back up again when we put nutrition back on again, and then it stopped again, and then we just started nutrition up 2 days ago, and yeah. So imagine being perpetually just on your period. And I know you guys don't understand what that's like, but my God, is it horrid. It's awful. I am in so much pain today. My back hurts, my leg hurts, my stomach hurts, my groin hurts, like everything hurts. And when you have a cyst or you have multiple cysts, that makes it 5 million times worse. So I'm in a lot of pain today, but I have no pain medication to help because the doctor wouldn't send me home with any. No, mind you, not every doctor's like that, but hospitalists particularly are bad. In my case, they are bad about pain management. I need to get into a pain management doc ASAP because I really need to have something to help the pain. But it does scare me to get into pain management and to possibly be given things like narcotics because they do sometimes require you to sign contracts and such. And it makes it very hard for you to get treated for things otherwise. Which means I will not be going on a contract. I refuse. Simon, it's fine. It's just a can. I will never go on a contract because I have so many acute problems that require medication in emergent cases. So I won't do that. I would rather suffer through the harder times than do that. But anyway, the cyst being huge opens us up to a lot of conversation going to be had. I see my OBGYN on the 26th. We kind of have to determine, are we going to pursue a surgical route or are we going to do birth control in a different form? I personally am tired of dealing with this. I have been dealing with PCOS and the effects of it for most of my life. But I didn't know about it till I was 18, 19. And man, I'm done. Being a trans man, I also really wouldn't mind having my female reproductive organs gone. And given that I'm also 37 years old now, technically, they can go bye-bye. So hopefully we can look into that. It's a big decision to go through a surgery for me because there's so many risks. One of the main risks we have, hang on, I can pull this out because it's tickling me. One of the main risks we have for me is that I can develop tumors. I have something called Garner's syndrome. It goes along with my genetic disease that affects my intestinal tract. Well, it affects the colon and some of the intestinal tract, but the gastroparesis affects it more. But the Garner syndrome causes my body to develop something called a desmoid tumor. And it can occur anytime you have a surgery. You can get a new tumor, or you can risk your tumor growing, the one I already currently have. Desmoid tumors can be really hard to monitor, especially in FAP, because like me and my cousin, ours don't show up on CAT scans. We found mine years and years and years ago, and we have no idea what it looks like in there because it really isn't showing up, which is kind of scary. My grandmother died from a 18-pound desmoid tumor in her abdomen that back in the 50s was inoperable. Probably wouldn't be inoperable today, but we have to be careful. So that'll be a pretty big thing to make decisions on. I wanted them to take it all out years ago, and they said no because I was so young that they refused to take out my uterus at that time. I was like in my early 20s. That was 2010. So mid 20s. No, early 20s. But now that I'm of this age and things like that, and I am trans, I'm hoping we can pursue surgical option just to be done with it. I know I'll have to do hormone replacements and things like that, but we'll do what we gotta do. partially because the birth control options out there for me are not great. There's complications for me on all the forms that are not oral pills. This guy right here. Yep. Simon, come here. Come here. Come here. Fine, I bring you over here. Nope, he doesn't want to come. He wants me to play with him. He been a clingy little thing. You want boops? Simon. Want boop? Come here, kitty kitty. Come here. There we go. Come say hi. Just off camera. He's being a goober. Come on. Come on. Come here. There we go. Now I got him. Hopefully he'll lay down. Or he'll just be with his butt in the air. But yeah, it's been a little bit of a rough week. Fighting the doctors in the hospital is never easy. You'll never understand how bad it is until you have a chronic illness and get hospitalized. They don't think your pain is as bad as it is. They don't think that treatment is needed for it a lot of the time. Oh, did you discover the heating pad? Hi. This morning he's playing, which is really good, but he's pretty much not let me out of his sight for the last 24 hours. Not even 24 hours. I haven't even been home for 24 hours until later this afternoon. So, Leo. So he's been pretty much like attached to me at the hip. I can't even go to the bathroom by myself. I couldn't make a cup of coffee by myself. Like, this cat is on top of me. He hates when I'm gone. Oh, this is so delicious, guys. I need to find a new coffee mug that's like my mug. I am so thankful that I can drain my stomach because I would be sad without my coffee. But anyway, that's kind of what's up. It's a lot of just chill out now, relax. I am going to sew today at some point. I am working on getting my little to-be pad business going. Got to finish up an order. I had to send this one out in 2 sets because part of it was Christmas stuff and I wanted them to have it before Christmas, if at all possible. Given that we have tomorrow and Saturday as the only delivery days before Christmas, I don't know if she'll get it. She is in Missouri, which hopefully means it'll go quickly. But anyway, that's kind of what's up. Let me know if y'all have questions. Leo, just eat your food. He does this thing where he licks the dry food on the plate. And it's so frustrating because I hate that noise. I wish I could give you guys the purring that Simon is doing. He's quite a purrer. So Simon is very bonded to me, right? But those of you who are OGs will remember Snitch. Well, a few months ago, my mother bought me a little stuffed cat that looks like Snitch. You know, it's a Siamese. So she bought this for me and named him Snitch. And it sits on my bed all the time. And this is Simon's spot. Like, this is his blankie. There's a pillow here and there's a blankie. And he lays here all the dang time. If he's not sleeping on me, he's sleeping here. Except for at night. Sometimes he sleeps out there if he finds some laundry. As evidenced last night, he was sleeping inside my suitcase from the hospital that I haven't unpacked yet. So yeah. But he has adopted this thing. It is his now, mostly. He sleeps with it. He snuggles it. Like, he loves this plushie, and it's a precious, precious thing. It's kind of like it's almost like he and Snitch are cuddling. But yeah, being in the hospital is hard when I'm away from the kitty cats. They don't like it at all, especially Simon. Like, Leo does okay because he is chill with the rest of the house. He enjoys all three of us. He enjoys the dogs to the most part. He does not like Mustard. Mustard has been hurting him lately and things like that, and he doesn't like it. So Leo will hiss, or not, yeah, Leo. Leo will hiss at Mustard quite a bit. And so he doesn't like Mustard, but he loves Lyrica. He and Lyrica play quite a bit. Simon, on the other hand, is less afraid of Mustard and absolutely hates Lyrica. But he does not like Mustard either. He will hiss, he will yell at him, he will swat him. He does not like the dogs. But he's a little more tolerant of Mustard. Mustard can get a little bit closer before he gets mad. But they don't like it when I leave. And Simon especially, he does not do well. He throws up while I'm gone. He pulls a lot of hair while I'm gone. He is really sad. Yeah, you get so sad when I'm gone. Because his only other person that he will let kind of interact with him is Andrew. It usually takes about a full week of me being gone and Andrew not being home before he'll even let Hannah touch him, and that's barely. But if he's love starved enough and neither of us are home, he will go find Hannah and sit by her. Not now that she has the dogs. He really won't go anywhere near the dogs. But if the dogs aren't around, he will let her around. When only if Andrew and I are both gone for like a while. If I am home, he barely lets Hannah even touch him. He really, really doesn't like her. Like, he's starting to let other people touch him, like my nurse and my case manager, my friend Autumn. Like, he lets them all boop him and things like that, and he'll rub on them if they're still and not moving a ton. But I am his person, and I wish I could just pack him up and bring him to the hospital with me because he would just be the chillest boy. Yes, you would. My sweet boy. Anyway, that's kind of what's up. I'm just going to chill for a little while, and then before too long, I'm going to go hop on the sewing machine. I have like 300 to pads to sew and get ready to sell. I did a bunch of photographs last night for my Etsy shop, so I'm going to work on that this weekend. I might have a friend coming in town for a couple days for Christmas. Really, only Christmas Day, but hey, it is what it is. So we will see. Not totally sure on that one. I haven't gotten the for sure coming yet. Make me happy because I think both me, I need to see somebody, and my friend needs a break, even if it's only for a day. Unfortunately, because there's 2 days of travel. So yeah, but it will be cool if it happens. Otherwise, we're just gonna chill. We're not doing anything special for Christmas. Because of my situation, I am eligible for. This company is delivering Christmas meals to disabled and elderly people this year, and I was able to get Christmas dinners, like Christmas dinner plates, delivered for all three of us. So we're gonna do that and just chill and maybe have our Christmas tree up for a day. We don't know. I have a little mini Christmas tree that I'm going to decorate and put up here at least for a few days. That a friend got me. I was planning on putting it up well over a week ago, and I just haven't because of the hospital and stuff like that. But It's a weird Christmas year. It's always weird when you spend so much time at the hospital before Christmas. Um, so yeah, but thank you, Calvin. I am on the road to my baseline. Um, it's always weird when people tell me get better soon, things like that. It's like there's not much better, but there's good days and bad days, and there is baseline, and I'm working toward baseline. I'm actually pretty close to baseline. I will say that much. Like with blockage recovery, this time they actually hydrated me. So I'm not as bad off as I was coming home from the hospital last time when they completely dehydrated me. So the recovery is not nearly as rough. This this was just kind of the tail end of my blockage, we think. Hopefully it does not come back. It was not completely gone. I will say that. It was not completely gone on the last x-ray that we did, not yesterday, but the day before. But it was nearly resolved. So we're hoping that it's just going to resolve. I am taking it careful with food. Like, even though I drain my stomach, there is some that can get through. Um, so I'm being careful with what I eat. I'm sticking to breads, yogurts. I can eat some chicken if I chew it really well. But pretty much not even breads really. I have some zebra cakes over here because I was in a sweets mood. That I can kind of sort of eat and be okay. That's about the extent. I can do some cereal, like dry cereal. I use that as a crunchy snack when I want something sweet. Um, I can do some cereal if I take it easy. But yeah, so it's just a little something to get me through. But um, I am really tired today. I woke up at like 8 or 9, and I'm just kind of meh. I want to sleep, but I also don't want to sleep the day away. So yeah. Anyway, I am probably gonna get ready to head out here. Oh, excuse me. Do something to keep me awake. I do need to work on setting up my Etsy shop. That is on task for this weekend. Is get that going. But I'm really excited about that. So Merry Christmas to you as well. Merry Christmas to you all and Happy New Year. Uh, it'll be interesting to see what this year brings. Will it be a year of discovery medically for me? I don't know. Hopefully. Hopefully we work towards some official diagnosing. But yeah. Anyway, today is going to be sewing and games, maybe, and things like that. I found out something cool, by the way. So I was planning on getting a controller to hook up to my computer, so I could game with it because I don't do real well with certain games and um, the keyboard. My hand-eye coordination with keyboard sucks. Multitasking with the mouse in one hand and it sucks. So I hooked up my Switch controller, and at the least it controls Steam and lets me use it for Steam games. I'm not sure how it'll do with Minecraft, which is what I primarily want it for. So I'm going to try that out here in a little bit and see how it goes. But it just is a wired controller for it, which is really nice. Hopefully it works for Minecraft, and I don't have to get a new controller because that's expensive. But anyway, guys, I will see you all next time. I'm not sure when I'll stream again. It'll probably be like a crafting stream. But when I'm sewing, I'm typically listening to my audiobooks. That is my go-to. I love it. I am on the last book of a series right now, and it's so typically, like if I stream, it'll kind of probably be a little bit of me listening to my book on headphones and just answering questions as they come up and stuff like that. But anyway, that's that, guys. I will see you all next time. Have an awesome day. I'm pretty sure I won't be on before Christmas, so all of you have a Merry Christmas. Enjoy your time with your families or whatever you do. I know everybody doesn't do families, but enjoy it. Get some rest, get some recuperation and stuff for the work coming up next week. And yeah, I will see you all later. Have an awesome day. Bye-bye. If I can press the button. There's a cat in my way.